You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show.
Listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Let's freaking go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Your task, should you accept it today, is to be totally in the mix and totally in the hunt with us. This is a fully immersive AMSR type of radio show, if you will. Matt Dixon has asked today if I will do some of that, as we did some yesterday on the show. Maybe is how I answer that. It's a Thursday. Marty Hanks stops by a little later on. I am so pumped right now. I've got my Penn Quakers golf hat on, where my son played. They're going to be in action. Congratulations to the kids from Ohio. That was the Miami of Ohio kids last night. That was a really cool scene up in Dayton. It was great to see. And you know what? I thought that spot would be a little big for them last night. You know, they hadn't had a win in the tourney since 1999. I'm still not sure if winning a playing game's a win in the tourney, but it gets you in the tourney. It's certainly something. I don't know that I count that as an NCAA tournament win. I know I make some people mad in the audience in saying that, but you're playing to get in the tournament. But here's the thing. Two things. SMU, Matt Dixon, let me bring you in first, because you and I have laughed about Andy Enfield in the past, and if the late, great Keith Hatfield were here right now, he would be going, Andy Enfield's he's a joke. He's a joke. How would he say it, Bri? He's a joke. He's a joke. He's a joke. Give me that Hatfield thing, how he would sneer his lip, Bri, when he was getting ready to rip somebody. So great. Brian used to sit in here and hold in court with him, and they would talk hoops, and they would get Bob Huggins on. He never got Andy Enfield on. Hatfield knew all these coaches all over the country. He would never get Andy Enfield on the show. He sucks. Remember how he would say that, right? He sucks. Hatfield was right. Hey, Matt, when an opposing coach says he's going to shoot 43 balls, okay, in a game, he wants to shoot 43 balls, and you come out in a defense and you act like you never watched a piece of video and you let them sit out there and bomb away like that, what do you got to say about that, Matt Dixon? How fraudulent was that in your opinion, Matt? I
mean, you know, you're playing a team that was 31-1. That they lived and died by threes all year. They knew they couldn't attack the rim, so that was, SMU really had no chance. And then you factor in the B.J. Edwards deal; they really shouldn't have been in the field, but that's how the thing works. But no, that was a cool moment and a really cool game. Great for that school. Hopefully that their run ends Friday, though. But that was impressive, and they just kind of bombed away on them. And SMU only spent about 10 minutes there early in the second half, attacking their strength inside. Other than that, they were just thoroughly outplayed and had a team that just made their shots. So
I couldn't resist, Matt. I called Marty Hanks at halftime, and he didn't answer. And then he called me back. And I'd see on the other phone, because I wanted to kind of pump Marty and get him all fired up about how bad that coaching was. That is insane. Insane how bad that coaching was last night, Bri. They had already gotten 25 three balls up by halftime, Bri. And they were down double digits. I mean, they were in big trouble at halftime. Then they came out, like Matt said, they had a
Infield
run.
was on the out, it looks like. He just was over there sitting in his chair.
He didn't care.
Watching the game like a spectator.
He did nothing. Yeah.
That was a perfect matchup for that Miami team.
Yep.
Who knows how good they really are.
Yep. But
they were plenty good enough to beat a team that's just very poorly coached and not prepared for them at all. And they were playing kind of a de facto home game, which again they deserve. They should have been in the field already. But that was a good moment for them to get a kind of a signature program win.
The coaching last night in that game was disgraceful. The scene up there last night was awesome. I'm not sure I count that as an SEC win. I mean, an NCAA tournament win. I'm not sure what you call the play-in game. Today, the NCAA tournament begins. These are the wins. You're winning games in the tournament here. You won a game to get into the tournament. I don't know what to do with the play-in round. So that's just me. Andy Enfield is known for two things. He married a supermodel, and he coached a basketball team several years ago called Dunk City that made a run, and he's still living off that. USC couldn't get him out of there quickly enough. And the other thing about SMU, the other reason they're fraudulent is the whole B.J. Edwards thing was a total hoax. And look, I love B.J. Edwards. I'm for him, not against him. He was just kind of caught in the middle of it. But for those CBS broadcasters to say that he went full speed in practice on Monday up there in Dayton, but they chose, coach's decision, they chose to hold him out. Brian Hartman, Tennessee knew that he wasn't playing. And the reason Tennessee knew he wasn't playing is there are no secrets in this. They had to act to the committee, and I hate it for him. If there's justice in the world, he comes into this tournament healthy. He gets a chance and a crack to play, chance to play against the Volunteers on Friday, and gets a chance to show out. I mean, that's the way I'd like to see it play out for him. But he wasn't healthy. Kind of like our team's not extremely healthy right now. Those ankle injuries, that's when you get one of those high ankle sprain deals, those are very, very difficult to play through. We saw that with Amen on Friday. They're just very difficult. And when you're a guard like he is, and your calling card is on defense, I mean, it's an extremely tough proposition. By the way, Super Scout to the Stars, Marty Hanks, going to join us in our next block here on the show. But for them to come out and say that he was going full speed, and they said it like 2 or 3 times, implication being they get past this game, he was going to play against Tennessee. Matt, do you think if they'd have gotten past this game that we would have seen him on Friday? Matt Diskin?
No, unfortunately not. No.
Yes.
You couldn't go in a must-win game on Wednesday night. You're almost certainly not going to play in another must-win game on Friday afternoon.
That's exactly right.
Now, does Auburn look at SMU and thinking maybe that's the team we should have gotten?
Of course. That would have run all over me, Bri. Of course.
Don't lose 16 games.
That's right.
And I'm not saying Auburn should have got in, but I mean, they have to be thinking, well, maybe that we should have played Miami of Ohio.
Brian, do you think Miami of Ohio, when they put out on their website before the draw, okay, do you think Miami of Ohio, when they put out before the draw, hey, our guy's healthy, you think they knew what they were doing, Bri? Trying to persuade the committee that, you know what, committee, we're 100%. Put us in. They knew they were on the cut line. That is a total fraud is what that is. But you know what? I don't blame them. I wrote in the blog today, I don't blame them for that. Look, I had people close to BJ text me and say Sunday he's playing, and I'm like, okay, I'll believe that when I see it. No offense to anybody that texted me. I got 2 or 3 texts. I was like, I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, I'm not, because the information I had from Tennessee is they didn't think he was playing. They were right. You know why they were right? Because they do it for a living. They have to know those things. And you know what? You know what somebody from Tennessee told me last night? And this is the truth. They said when we saw what they were saying that during the tournament too. He's going to play. He's going to play. He's going to play. He's going to be out there next game. Wait, he'll be out there. And so here we are. Matt, I say this is as good a draw for the Vols as they could possibly have. I say, though, they're the 6th seed. We have the numbers up on the blog today over at tclub.team. 4th best odds out of that field to get to the Final Four off their side of the bracket. They start in the city of brotherly love, which has been great to the Vols in the past whenever they've played there. I don't remember Tennessee playing up there, but I'm just going to say that out loud, put it into the ether. And we get a team that we profile so well against, Matt. Rick Barnes simply, outside of, close your ears, Loyola Chicago, Bino. Rick Barnes, outside of Loyola Chicago, doesn't lose to these teams. He's never lost to these teams. He just doesn't lose to these types of teams. And these 3 oriented teams, even the higher level teams that want to play the way these guys play, we fare very well against them. Matt, what is your confidence level right now coming into this thing?
Well, it's a game you should win. You're the better team. Mm-hmm. But it's a 5-out offense that shoots up a lot of threes, and if they hit them at a good clip, it's going to be tough for Tennessee to match that because Tennessee, 1, doesn't take a lot of threes.
Yep.
And 2, has trouble scoring. We've talked about it ad nauseum about how they can't finish around the rim. They leave points on the free throw line where they just miss points, and these are all going to be most likely close games. So when you do that, and you're playing a team that has thrived in close games all season, so I know their profile they're not great, but I think they're better than the analytic numbers, and they kind of showed that last night. They're a really solid team that is playing with a lot of confidence and thinks they're going to win because they've won 32 games. Like, you're not 32-1 for, you don't luck into that. So again, you should absolutely annihilate them inside.
Yep.
And you're almost certainly going to do that. But on the flip side, if you're trading 2s for 3s, that's not a great combination. That's kind of what this team's done all year. They don't shoot a lot of 3s. In the way that how good they are defensively and built inside, their opponents shoot a lot of 3s. So that's kind of what plays right into Miami, Ohio's, what their game plan is going to be again.
Matt's got a great point.
I mean, you're going to what's the over under on number of times you foul a 3-point shooter? 2.5.
That's what somebody asked just now.
They're
No
gonna have
question.
to get like 20 more shots than them, and they might.
Let's do it. Let's do a Tony's totals thing. Let's do this real quick because I'll put it in the blog tomorrow. Never quit working. Last night, by the way, I not that you care, but when that game was over, I was working past midnight updating the blog. I wrote 2 blogs. I wrote one in case SMU won, and then I wrote one in case Miami won. But even when I rewrote the Miami thing, I had to augment it and talk about the number of threes they shot. But IAC helped me with the capsule. The truth is Tennessee doesn't lose these teams, but this is a different Rick Barnes defensive team. We both kind of came to that conclusion, Matt. Boswell can't stay with anybody. Now, can he stay with these mid-major guards as they extend and kick it? Because their game last night, and SMU let them do it, was to drive and dish, drive and dish, drive and dish, drive and dish. And last night they were making extra herky-jerky passes, but they've got a couple guys, Matt, that have very quick releases. When I'm watching that game, I'm like, wow, they get it up very quickly. A couple of their forwards and their 5-out get it up very quickly. Here's the deal. If Nate Ament is anywhere near healthy, Tennessee destroys these guys tomorrow. If he's not, it's a total dogfight and the Vols could go home. I'm going to say it again. If Nate Ament is ready to rock and roll, because the guy that's going to be guarding him, as best we can tell looking at their lineup, is going to be 6'3.5". Now, good luck. Good luck. Because
they can't guard Ament. They can't stay in front of Gillespie.
No.
They'll give up a ton of those mid-range shots, and Ament really likes to take those. So if he's knocking those down,
yep,
he can go for 30, 35 points easy in this game.
Let's do that. Ament points.
But
what's the number at? For betting purposes, let's do 28.5 for betting purposes. Does that work for you? Ament points.
Yeah, he'll be able to get his shot off anytime he wants, especially those mid-range ones. And if he can attack the rim and get them in foul trouble, they really only have the one big. But all their guys, offensively, they can all step out and shoot it, which can be problematic. And again, all it takes is one hot shooting day, and you go home. And that's kind of the variance when you play a team so 3-point reliant.
That's why we call it March Madness. Miami of Ohio, Matt, their coach last night after the game, they said, "Hey, you shot 42." He said, "Well, that's what we want to do." He said, "That's what we want to do." He said, "We knew when we were getting those shots early, we knew we had a shot because that's playing our game." And SMU just acted like we don't respect these guys. We're not even going to scout them. And Andy Enfeld's, I don't know what the hell he's doing, and his staff. I mean, I don't know. But look, B.J. Edwards, their best defensive player. Obviously, they missed him last night. It's really a shame he couldn't play in the tournament. Miami of Ohio, Matt, how many 3-point attempts do they get up tomorrow? What's the number? What do you want to set it at?
45.
Are you kidding?
No, I think they'll probably shoot it. Well, maybe that 40 number again.
Let's do 40.5.
Yeah,
because we're going to try and take them away.
They don't play any other way.
But we're going to try and take those 3 balls away, right? And we're going to be able to do that. Yes.
I think we might be able to run them off the line, but I just don't know what they can. They can't score inside on Okpara. So they have no other real option, and especially if they get behind, which is what the hope is, then you think they'll kind of start jacking threes up.
So my great nephew AJ, you're gonna love this, Matt. He's going to the game. He's my nephew's son, and his aunt's taking him to the game, and up in Philly. And so I text him. I reached out to AJ today, and I'm like, man, I'm really excited you're getting ready to go. And he'll go cheer on, Uncle Tony's Tennessee Volunteers and this, that, and the other. He might be watching us right now. Him and his mom, my sister Anna Marie, tune in from time to time. Anyway. And if you guys are there, shout out to you. But I reached out to AJ today, and I said, AJ, go and cheer on Uncle Tony's. I know you're cheering on the – he goes, yeah, I'm cheering on the Vols, Uncle Tony, but – if the game's close late, I might root for the underdog. And I'm like, oh boy. Hey, Matt, that is the essence of the tournament, right? I could walk in here rooting for this team, and as the game unfolds, you want to see David beat versus Goliath. You want to see the team that has a fraction of the NIL budget. I bet their payroll on their team is probably like maybe 15% of what we're paying for the year. So he was like, Uncle Tony, I don't know how to tell you this, but if the game's close, if the game's close, I might switch allegiances. That's going to be the thing about it tomorrow, Matt. If Miami of Ohio keeps it close, most people in that afternoon session will turn on us. Yes or no?
Yeah, everybody not wearing orange will be cheering for the Red Hawks. Absolutely.
Yep. And I don't take it personally. I don't take it personally. No,
the underdog. It's a fun story. Again, a team that's 32-1.
Wow.
I mean, you're playing a team that's 32-1. That's got some momentum coming off a great performance in what was kind of a home game for them, which was really cool to see.
And you're a 10.5-point favorite.
I don't like the Bino Speedo guys, so Tennessee would miss 80% of their free throws if those Speedo guys are in Philly Friday.
By the way,
well, it won't be a problem for Jalen Carey because he already shoots free throws with blindfolded.
Maybe it'll help Jalen Carey that those guys are back there. Maybe seeing some Zazic.
Stay of execution, right, Brian?
Vols foul.
You said it, Dixie.
Vols foul 3-point shooters. Bri, what's the number? What do you want to install the number at, Bri? Talk to me.
I'll say 1.5.
1.5.
Well, maybe 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Really, Dixie?
They got SMU bit on every pump fake that team did. Every single one of them. And that's something that Tennessee's really aggressive. Not as much this year, but in the past they can bite on pump fake. I think 2.5 is a really good number for that.
Gillespie points. What do you got, Matt?
22.5.
No. Which will put us right at 50. We got 28.5. That's right at the 50 number the Vols will need for those two guys to get through. How many 3 balls does Miami of Ohio make tomorrow? What do y'all got?
I'll say
8.5.
Like
8.5.
between around 9 or 10.
And they made how many last night? Like 13 or 14?
They were 16 and 41.
They had 10 in the first half.
16.
I think 16.
Yeah.
Because if they do that, guys, guess what we're doing? The NBA is talking about doing away with a three-pointer. They're talking about making field goals worth 3 and three-pointers worth 4. Logic being, a three-pointer shouldn't be, 2 three-pointers should not be 50% more scoring than 2 field goals. Because basically their game is turned into silly target practice. And college ball, if they're not careful, is going to go in that direction. With a lot of these coaches playing this way now. And another thing we talked about yesterday on the show, we have it in the blog today, the numbers, or 2 days ago, on Mark Griffin, Marky Mark, and the Lunchy Bunch, is that nobody plays zone defense anymore. And the reason they don't is analytics tell them not to. But analytics tell everybody to shoot threes. So analytics
SMU tried to play zone last night.
Well, that was tough.
They got torched, and then when Miami missed, they got the offensive rebound, which is kind of the biggest weakness of playing zone.
Yeah. Yep.
Not that they were very effective playing man either.
Yep. So tomorrow, Tennessee, all of a sudden, if you made me czar of basketball, I would take a three-pointer out of the game. I think it's ruining the game. It's not the essence of what the game is supposed to be. Now, these guys are unbelievably skilled. It's incredible in the NBA. If you go live and watch those guys shoot, if you go there and watch those guys warm up, every single player on that roster can sit out there and shoot those things from like 25 feet and make them all. But college ball is going to be ruined by it. It's just like this. It happens so incrementally and so subtly that you don't realize it. Think about how few times in college and NFL football now, on a 4th and short, they walk the punting team out there and punt. You know why? The computers tell them, don't you dare do that. You're much better off going for it there. And if you give them a short field, you give them a short field. Don't punt the ball back. All those years, you go back and watch games. And C brought a great point up to me, which I put in the blog. You go back and watch Bruce Pearl era Tennessee basketball, who played on the edge, kind of. You know, but those guys would rise up and shoot the ball from 18 feet. These days, kids back up and look for the line and let the 3 ball go. They don't shoot 18, 19 footers anymore. Now, one of the things Tennessee does by necessity this year, they're one of the few teams, they shoot a bunch of mid-range shots. Why? Because they can't shoot 3 balls. We know anybody can shoot 3 balls. Gillespie can shoot them every once in a while. Who else can shoot them, Matt, with any sort of regularity?
Amen shoots them.
Amen, but Amen's a real mid-range type guy. I mean, Tennessee just doesn't have outside shooting threats besides Gillespie.
Yep. Tony, Back to the Phone says, well, Back to the Phones, I got a little age on you. I remember the game before 3-pointers came in. So I've lived there, son. That's okay, though. I mean, you can have your take and make fun of me over here on YouTube. That's cool. I'm cool with that. But you don't have history on your side. I do. I've seen it. I know from whence I speak. They've turned basketball into target practice.
Do you remember how big of a deal it was when Michael Jordan hit like 5 threes in one of those NBA Finals games versus Portland?
Yes.
It was like the biggest storyline. And now there's literally somebody doing that in every first half of every NBA game.
Who changed?
But it was like, it was such a big deal when Jordan did it because, 3 points had just been around for a couple of years.
Who changed the equation?
Steph Curry.
Seth Curry. That's exactly right. Curry came in. And that's, if you go back to Bruce Pearl basketball, when Tennessee was playing 94 feet of hell and pressing and doing all that stuff.
Tennessee was about a decade ahead of the curve there.
That's exactly right.
Lofton, Juwan Smith.
That's exactly right.
And that's why it was so much fun.
That's exactly right. And now, just another day at the ballpark. Just another day at the ballpark. What did I just put? 8.5 threes made. 8.5 threes made for Ohio.
Yeah, you better keep them under like 12 or 13 at the most. Because again, Tennessee maybe Tennessee just goes up and down the court on them, and Ament goes. Ament could go for 40 or 45.
He really could.
They literally can't guard him at all.
They'll have a guy 6'3.5" on him. I mean, we looked it up last night. The guy that will check him is 6'3.5".
Their interior post guys like 6'8".
6'8". That's it. Their tallest guy is 6'8".
Their true post player.
Yes. Here's the other thing.
Dominate the boards, but again, it comes down to how many shots Miami can make.
Yep. So I just think the whole thing's really interesting. The NBA, they've got a committee formed. They've got 8 people on the committee. The Athletic wrote a story about it 2 days ago. And the NBA knows they're in trouble. Their game is extremely boring right now. And they're addressing it the same way Major League Baseball addressed their sport. In fact, I'm going to ask Maury about it on the other side. It's really, 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 really interesting. We're going to come back. We'll get Marty Hanks in here. Tennessee and Miami. Tennessee should blow them, should wipe them off the court. The equalizer tomorrow, the shiny stone, is that they're playing a team that can shoot it pretty well from behind the arc, and they can't shoot it at all from behind the arc. So somebody's going to make somebody play somebody's game. Now, Rick Barnes, down through the years, the good news is he's been able to make these teams play his game. Will that happen tomorrow in the city of Burley Shove? In the city of romance and heartbreak, where you're in a Philly mood, Darrell Hall? And if YouTube wouldn't flag me, I'd play that right now for you. I'd share a little, I'm in a Philly mood. But I can't do that. As we continue, I just can't do that. As we continue with more on the other side. Marty Hanks, Super Scout to the Stars, joins right after this. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gufon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gufon Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gufon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufon.com. That's Gufon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires. Just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Start the new year with comfort and savings from Pipe Wrench Home Services. Tired of high energy bills and constant heating and AC repairs? Ready for a more efficient home? There's never been a better time to upgrade your comfort and take control of your energy costs. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. A new energy efficient system means lower bills, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind for years to come. And with Pipe Wrench Home Services same-day service guarantee, you won't wait to start enjoying a more comfortable home. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. Schedule your free estimate today at pipewrench.com. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Hey, I'm Alan, and we ship floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors we're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79, lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck and trailer and let's make a deal.
Gotta love this time of the year. Hoops here, home runs over there, and you've got to get your Tennessee on. And there's only one place, the best place to shop for your officially licensed Tennessee Volunteer gear, Alumni Hall. Hands down, the best store for Vol fans. They've got the latest and greatest apparel for the entire family. Hats, man cave items, decor, and more. Get your Vols grill cover, a plate for your burgers, and of course, that chef's apron for all that outdoor grilling this spring. And accrue those rewards and watch your balance grow online or on the app. We'll see you at Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com and G to the B to the O, Alumni Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a Renaissance man. He's been a late addition to our Garza Law Tennessee basketball overtime. And man, we have found the right combination, a winning combination, if you will, Stacey Ladislaw. Brian Hartman, what have you thought about breaking bread here down the stretch with Marty Hanks as he takes us under wing on Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime? To be with us tomorrow. Super Scout to the Stars for 30 years in the NBA, owns Global Sports. Kids look it up. He puts basketball games on all over the world. Knows all these coaches from pillar to post and from coast to coast. Talk to me here, Brian Hartman. Your thoughts?
Marty Hanks is real and whatnot.
And
you know where you stand.
And he's versed. He's versed. Matt, we've got another one. Over/under layups for the Vols. Tony's Pizza Wraps want to know. Over here on YouTube before we bring Mari in. We're putting together our Tony's totals for this game. We've got Ement 28.5 points. Miami of Ohio, a 40.5 three-point attempts. Matt, what about it? What do you say on that front?
We're just doing attempted or missed?
No, Tennessee over/under on missed layups for the Vols in the game. He's got it at 8.5. What would you put it?
That's a pretty good number. That's probably what I'd put it at.
I agree, because they're going to get like 25 layup attempts tomorrow. Because they'll pound them inside.
And on Mari, I like how what he thinks of you. He really values you and your knowledge of the sports. And lets you know.
Mari, I'm getting drugged by a couple of losers over on YouTube, a couple of these keyboard cowards. One guy told me, I said earlier that the NBA, because it's turned into a three-point shooting contest, and guys in the league, general managers, and they've got a panel of 8 people that are going to look at how to curb what they're doing. They're talking about taking the corner threes away, Mari, because it's such an easy shot for those guys right now. It's literally a game of only layups, and it's foul grifting and three-point shooting is what the NBA's become, Mari. And people are going after me for saying that. Mari, you were fixed to that league for 3 decades. You saw this happen. You saw the Curryization, which is led, by the way, to what Miami of Ohio now does, this 5-out offense in college ball, where these teams recruit guys that can just shoot. It's all they care about. And we got one in our league in Oates who went to the Final Four doing it. So, Mari, I welcome you in. Before we talk about today's matchups, your thoughts on what we witnessed last night and just this proliferation of 3 balls, which I think is marring the game. I really do, Mari.
Well, thank you for having me on, Tony. I appreciate Matt and Brian's kind words. Nobody really knows, but they've actually paid me to come on so you don't talk as much. And so I appreciate that donation they've given me. Getting back to the 3-point, Tony, in college basketball, I believe it was 1986-87. The ACC, if you remember, you probably don't, in about 1980, in 1982 or 83, the ACC had it in conference games only,
17
a 3-point line.
And it was 17 feet, Maury. I'll never forget it. It was so
and,
weird.
And so I go to Clemson in the 85-86 season, and we go to Duke Cameron Indoor Stadium. I'm like, yeah, this place is really cool. And I look and I go, my God, they couldn't afford to redo the floor. They still had the outline, and that was inside the top of the key. But they had that for like a year or two before they changed the floor. But that being said, I heard you talking earlier about the college 3-point line. One thing I think college should do, I think they should play 4 quarters like everybody else does, but they should move the line back. The NBA line's an inch and a half farther back, Tony. Do that, maybe that'll slow it down, because they moved it back a few years ago to where it's at now. But no, the NBA, and again, some coaches were ahead of the curve, like George Karl, one of the really, really great coach, really brilliant offensive mind. He was one of the first guys that came up with either layups or threes. That you never shoot an 18-foot shot. And he was one of the first guys to come up with it. But you're right. I mean, and again, getting back to 86, 87, Rick Pitino was the first college coach. It doesn't surprise me, being how smart he is, to embrace it. And that's why a little fat guy like Billy Donovan could lead him to the Final Four.
Well, and that's exactly right. And Rick Pitino in the NBA was one of the first guys to bring it to that level. And he really did it or in the early 90s with the Knicks. It was about 16, 17 years before Curry came along. And then it's just been bombs away in that league ever since. The Splash Brothers were born, and it's been bombs, absolutely bombs away. And Maury, Matt's point, and you heard the last segment, as by the way, Maury presented by our friends at T3 Vodka. Shout out to Mark and those folks there. When you're ready for a seriously incredible experience with your vodka, I want to shout out my friends at T3 Vodka presenting the great Marty Hanks today. And when we start talking about this game tomorrow and this matchup, somebody's going to make somebody play their game. There's no way this team can defend Tennessee, Maury. No way. If Immense healthy. No way. I don't understand what SMU was doing last night. Why didn't they try to attack them inside when they had such a height advantage, and it looked early like the kid that's 7'2" was comfortable in the game? Why didn't they just keep feeding him, Maury?
I don't know, Tony. I mean, and now SMU didn't take any more 3-pointers than they did during the year. They took about 22, I think, on average for the season.
Yeah.
Again, they didn't have the guy from Knoxville playing, and that hurt them. He's their third leading scorer,
yes,
their best defended player.
BJ, yep.
But I think they let Miami of Ohio play their game instead of enforcing their will and their style. And again, SMU plays a little bit loose in that, but by doing that, you allowed Miami of Ohio to get going. You're basically playing a home game, things of that nature, and just played right into their hands.
It's really remarkable. How concerned should Tennessee fans be about Miami of Ohio, Maury, or in your mind, do the Vols bully them?
I think, again, if SMU was at full strength going into last night, I was more worried about them guarding SMU than Miami of Ohio. Coach Barnes, as you said earlier, chases guys off the three. He's had great success with Alabama. It's not like they haven't seen this before. Their talent level should be above where Miami of Ohio is. But some things Miami Ohio does really, really well. You've talked about it. They spread the floor. They can play 4 out, 5 out, 4 out around 1. They really pass the ball well. Last night, the floor spread. How many times did they go from 20 feet into the post for an easy layup? I mean, they had 20 assists on 29 baskets. They shoot the ball very well, as you talked about. They take 27, including last night. They averaged 27 threes a game. That's a ton of threes, and they make 39% of them, which is a really good percentage.
Yeah, I got a communique from Maul Paxwell today, who's giving me some pretty good plays. I don't know if you received that from Maul, but Maury, let's talk as Maury presented by our friends at T3 Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee. What stands out to you on the card today, Maury? It's getting underway here in a few minutes.
Oh, Tony, let me look. I was looking at Miami stuff right there.
Yep. Hey, Bri, give me the first TV window today, Bri. Brian knows about
TCU,
it. Okay.
Yeah, I got it. TCU, Ohio State.
Yep.
Troy, Nebraska. South Florida is a very hot team right now. Their coach, basically, I guess, turned down the Syracuse job, and he's going to decide between Providence or stay at South Florida.
Yep.
He's a disciple of Nate Oates. He plays like that. Louisville, without their really good freshman guard, I think they're in for trouble against South Florida. TCU, Ohio State's going to be a really good game. I'm pulling for Jamie Dixon, who I grew up with.
I can't figure it out. I cannot figure that game out, man. I just can't. I go back and forth. I went back, just like a lot of those 8-9 matchups. Hey, Matt, what stands out to you in that early window? We've got TCU, Ohio State. We've got Troy, Nebraska. History's going to be made there. Either Troy's going to win a conference game as a tournament game as a 13 seed, or Nebraska's going to win their first ever. You think we've suffered in college basketball? Their first ever NCAA tournament win. I mean, they're a volleyball school there now, for crying. Yeah. Not there's anything wrong with volleyball.
They're the only high major program without a tournament win. I actually don't think Troy's won a tournament game either. So,
right.
But the South Florida Louisville game is probably the most intriguing. I think South Florida is probably the better team if Mikael Brown doesn't play.
Yep.
And that might be kind of a BJ Edwards thing where they kind of hint around that he's going to, and he ends up not.
Yep.
TCU Ohio State's kind of a toss up. I lean with Maury that TCU's probably got the coaching edge in that one. Ohio State's got Bruce Thornton, who's kind of like a 4-year guy, so which is good to see. Kind of a rarity these days. It'd be nice if he has a nice game. I'm not sure, even if they win today, they'll be done against Duke. But the South Florida Louisville game is intriguing. Troy, Nebraska is intriguing, and then High Point is an intriguing matchup, but it's a bad draw to play that Wisconsin team. So I don't think they'll fare too well in that one.
More, any thoughts?
No, I agree with him. High Point, Tony, you've talked about NIL all season. High Point is like the Duke of that league. They've got so much money for that level. Tony, they're flying students from North Carolina to Portland, Oregon. They're flying fans. They did a charter just for their fans.
What?
Yeah, High Point, North Carolina. Their campus. I went there to scout one time. I walked in. Everybody said they had a nice arena. They got a beautiful arena. They're in the Big South, and they've got probably, I'm not exaggerating, at least 10 times, maybe 15 times more NIL money than the average team in their league.
Well, which is what they're doing for shirts up at St. Louis. Jerry, we were talking about that with Jerry Palm yesterday. Here's a new thing, Maury, that these guys, and you alerted me to this, and I went and looked it up, the article you were talking about off D1 Ticker yesterday. You've got the guy at South Florida basically saying to Syracuse, my job's better than yours. That's the world we're living in now. All that history at Syracuse won't another minute by. Hey, all that history at Nebraska in the modern era in football won't another minute by. Dust in the wind, Kerry Livgren out in front of Kansas. Maury, it's the truth. It's crazy. This new world order that we're living in. 1,000 points of light, George Bush. What do you think? Talk to me here.
Yeah, Tony, as I told you, I think there's some Power 4 schools, coaches that would go and take, I'm not saying they would take High Point, but they would take like Memphis, who's kind of underachieved, got a great fan base, playing an NBA arena, and has, compared to everybody else in that league, has NIL money. I was told today that there's a gentleman in Charlotte, a new athletic director, comes from Clemson, and he's supposedly going to give the guy there an extra year. Some booster went in and talked to him and said, "I'll give $5 million a year for 5 years." That guy was sent packing. And so that's all coaches talk about. They want to know how much money they can make.
That's it.
Their staff can make, but almost as important as how much money do we have in NIL to pay players.
Hey, Maury, the shirts guy has his eye on this job, and I'm not so sure Tennessee doesn't have their eye on him. That said, he had tons of opportunities this offseason if he would have chosen to do that. And a lot of people were surprised when he signed that deal. But when you look behind the curtain, essentially what the coach at St. Louis said is, oh, you mean in my league, I'm going to have twice as much to begin with NIL money and maybe 3 times as much NIL money if I hang around here for 4 years? Yeah, I think I'll do that deal. I think and you know what? Good for him, because he had to work his way up from Division II, and he's in a really good spot right there at St. Louis.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've always had great fan support. They've got a nice arena right there, good, easy proximity. You know, you draw a 4-hour circle around St. Louis. A lot of players, if they want to come home, you know, especially now when you can transfer and play right away. You go someplace that doesn't work out, well, hey, I'm 2.5 hours from home at St. Louis, because, you know, there's a lot of players within that 4-hour radius. No, I think he made and I think you're going to see a lot more coaches do that. Like in the past, who would ever thought, you know, turning down Syracuse to possibly stay at South Florida?
Never in a million years. Matt, think about that. Think about what we're doing now, Matt. And you know what? I don't blame those guys. I don't blame a guy for doing that, Matt.
No, you can kind of be at the top of their league, and Syracuse, you know, we talked about it. They kind of lost their soul when they left the Big East.
Yep.
For football reasons, and they're kind of just been another ACC program. And especially once Boeheim left, they've just fallen off a cliff, and it's unfortunate for them. But you know, and I guess Villanova's kind of the same way, although they at least made the field this year. But yeah, it's interesting. A coach would turn down Syracuse to stay at South Florida, or even take Providence like that. That's just insane to think about.
Color me shocked. A guy wants to live in Tampa over living in Syracuse.
Brian, that's a pretty good line.
Really, I'm floored that someone would make that decision.
That's a pretty good line, Brian. But back in the day, Syracuse, when here's the thing, look. When I'm paying my off guard, let's get real here, $75,000 and buying his family a house, Syracuse could compete. Now that I have to pay people real money, and I'm up there and I play in a building that's named after an air conditioning company, but I don't have air conditioning in my building called the Carrier Dome, it could be a problem. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying for a friend. As the great Marty Hanks joins. All right, Marty, in the 4 o'clock window, here's what we got. In the second window today, this is how we talk in television. Shout out to my friends in television all across the town. Corey, I'm talking to you. Some other friends in television. Shout out to my friends in television. Here's the deal. I got North Dakota State 14 versus 3 matchup. Every once in a while you hear a loud boom in that round. You got Michigan State and North Dakota State. I've got Hawaii going off as a 13 seed against Arkansas. We've seen Arkansas in the past. They can be combustible from time to time. I've got the number 11 seed tonight in the 6:50 window, VCU, which Jerry Palm's going to be there. Jerry Palm picks VCU over North Carolina, another team that's kind of playing hurt, although they were honest with the committee, and they've got a guy that's out, a key player. I've got Texas and BYU, an 11-6 matchup, 7:25 Eastern tonight. 7:35 Eastern tonight, I got Texas A&M and Buckyball against St. Mary's out of California. And then tonight, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, meet and greet your team, your town, your Penn Quakers against the Illini of Illinois. And then finally, the aforementioned St. Louis Billiken versus Georgia in the 8-9 game, and that's just taking you up to 9:45 tonight. Hey, Marty, that night window is phenomenal this evening, man. Phenomenal.
Yeah, you've got, I don't know how close the game, I think the St. Louis-Georgia game will be close, but you've got quality teams playing tonight. Houston, Gonzaga, Illinois.
Yep.
You talked about the Penn Quakers. Fran McCaffrey coaching his alma mater to his fifth, taking 5 different teams to the NCAA tournament.
That's amazing, right?
Yeah, there's very few people that have done that. I think Larry Brown. I think Eddie Sutton did it.
Eddie Sutton took 5 teams to the Sweet 16, Maury. That's nearly impossible to do that.
He was those coaches, Tony. One thing to give your boy Fran some flowers, as they say, he did it in one bid leagues. You stub your toe, and you don't go. When you're in the Big 12 or you back then when it was the Big 8, you had multiple bids.
You're right.
It was a little bit easier. Thank you for saying that, Tony.
Anything else stand out to you in terms of anybody on upset alert tonight? Matt, Bry, or Maury? Bry, I start with you. Do you have any upsets tonight? Any loud bangs? Does McNeese State go off against Vanderbilt tonight? Bry, light the fuse and get away from it. What do you think?
No, I don't think that happens, but I've got 2 today, one early. I think South Florida has a very good chance to get Louisville. I think VCU has a very good chance to get North Carolina. Interestingly enough, Louisville hasn't won a tournament game since Rick Pitino left campus.
God,
Their
that's
last
a crazy
tournament win was
number.
2017, and they've only won one since 2015.
Hey, Matt, is it really true that our baseball team in close to a year hasn't won an SEC baseball series?
Yeah, it's approaching that.
That's idiotic.
Not sure why that's brought up now.
Because it's idiotic.
Good question.
I agree with Brian on VCU and South Florida. And I also just think that Texas A&M St. Mary's game is just a total clash of styles, and it's just really intriguing. I'm not sure St. Mary's can stay with the athletes A&M has if they can speed them up a little bit, but that should be a fun. And then BYU Texas, because of DeBonds, is kind of a must-watch game as well.
There's a lot of stars out today, guys. A lot of these young stars. And, as to which game we're going to be watching, I say 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. Hey, Mo, you started to get on me when I evoked baseball. I just said it was a crazy stat. Brian said it's nuts that they haven't won a game since Pitino was there. I mean, look,
we're Tony. We're talking about basketball. Baseball,
I know.
On a different day.
You got to admit, Maury, when you got Kenny Payne at Louisville, you got to admit that was pretty surprising. They didn't have more success.
Tony, no comment. Yeah, that did not work out, as they say in the trade.
And whatnot.
So what, Tony? Who? Tell me your thoughts on the Miami of Ohio Redhawks, where my younger brother played quarterback in the '90s.
What? You never told me that.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of your 18 listeners know Winston and Winston Eye Care here in Knoxville.
Yes.
The great Sam Winston went to Miami of Ohio. He's my neighbor.
Sammy Boy Winston. By the way, look, well, here's another Miami of Ohio fun fact. You couldn't see it. Bino purportedly has been in Vegas. I've got other friends that are in Vegas that haven't seen Bino. I thought, Matt, that there was a guy when they ran down last night that looked a whole lot like Bino. One of those dudes in the Speedos. Matt, what do you think?
One of the swimmers, yeah.
Yes. Maury, you're going to be with me tomorrow down at Calhoun's. You're going to be in for Bino, who's in Las Vegas. Do you have any other thoughts on the way out? Any final thoughts? Give me 2 games today that you think people really need to hone in on. If you could just take 2 to the desert island today, what are they, Maury?
VCU, North Carolina.
Yep.
Again, North Carolina's best player is hurt. He'll be a top 5 or 6 draft pick, and I guess that's why they're only a couple-point favorite. North Carolina, VCU will travel, but North Carolina, travels very well. So
yes.
I think they'll have a little bit of a home court in Greenville, but I agree with your guys. I think VCU, I think that'll be a very good game. Texas A&M and St. Mary's both play, as they said, different styles. Randy Bennett is one of the best coaches in the country. Nobody ever talks about. And let me see if I had to pick one more. I think the BYU Texas game. It's BYU's second or third best player has been out for a month or so, but with AJ playing Texas, you'll have to see early on what their legs are. They probably didn't get to Portland till, 4 in the morning.
Good point.
After doing the drug testing and getting on the plane and, flying, 4.5 hours, going through 3 time zones. So, they probably had to watch them yesterday, but I think those would be the 3 most interesting games.
Mo, love you. Thanks, babe.
See you tomorrow.
Appreciate you, T3 Vodka, for presenting Marty Hanks. He'll be with us tomorrow as well. We'll be down at Calhoun's on the river. And, of course, we do that because Mizzou is in town. Mizzou. Matt, how did Mizzou do in their first weekend series as I open it up at 865-200-5402? If you want to hunt, mix, and mix hunt with us, and we're wide open for you in hour number 2.
They got swept at home by Auburn. First 2 games were really competitive.
Yes.
They've got some pretty good starting pitching. They lost Tuesday night to Kansas in a rivalry game. They got beat 10-0. In their midweek to a rival, which not ideal. But again, they don't have the depth to win midweek games pitching wise. But it should be. I think they have competitive pitching for at least 2 games in the series. But Tennessee should win at least 2 out of 3. And have a chance to get a sweep. And if you get a sweep, you kind of get that Sunday game back from Athens.
William Pattison right now is currently off to the side here at Fan Run Radio, and he's got his game face. He's practicing, and he's got his game face on Bobby Knight when they asked Bobby Knight about his game face. And so I say all that to say this. We got another scintillating hour. I don't know if we're doing overtime today, and here's why. I'm also going to be really honest with you. It's nice outside. And I'm old. And I'm going to go play some music. And sit outside because it's been kind of brutal here this week. And
there's tournament games on from noon to midnight.
Whoa. And there's tournament games from noon to midnight. That's exactly right. And the panel wants to relax because we're going to be working tomorrow. We're going to be going hard tomorrow. And hopefully hard on Sunday. And Bino's going to be going hard tomorrow night as he hosts Lady Vol. Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime, live from Las Vegas, where he's going to have a full setup. And what sports book is Bryce? I think Bino's setting up at the Bellagio. I think he's at the Bellagio. Anyway, we'll come back on the other side. Couple chatters I want to shout out. First of all, GMAX Tapeworm has now entered the chat. I would like GMAX Tapeworm to let us know what GMAC has eaten in the last day, if he could please come correct on that since it's a lunch hour, and we'll dissect what GMAX had for lunch. And then somebody said that Sammy has adopted another team. Not only is Sammy all Vol, as he is in this tournament, but High Point, Matt Dixon, which is pretty good work by somebody, is a club that Sammy is highly rooting for. We come back, 865-200-54.
I just hope they're not on the wrong end of foul calls.
Interesting. As we come back on the other side and continue, it is your Tony Basilio show, live with you on the one, the only. Ladies and gentlemen, hour number 2 on the radio. See you at Calhoun's on the river tomorrow. It's going to be unbelievable, Andy.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
It's the hottest postgame show on the planet. Garza Law. 5th quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SAP SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama Zizi approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Achillio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest, finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a Craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols!
TB back with you, 865-200-5402. I tortured Matt and Brian during the break. I was trying to play the chords to Listen to What the Man Says, or That's What the Man Says, whatever the title of that song is from Paul McCartney. That's so pretty. The Wonder of It All, Baby. The Wonder of It All, Baby. What a beautiful line. and the wonder of March Madness. Brian, we're about to be underway. How fired up, focused, and prepared are you? And do you think America is going to have a productive day, Brian, for the rest of the day now that the brackets? I was watching SportsCenter, and what a flex by ESPN. They show you how many millions and millions of brackets, and the totes just keep coming in. Matt, do you like the totes and how they flex on us? Just how wild the whole thing is, Matt?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The bracket pools and all that are just just suck you right in.
Who do you boys have winning it? I'm going to ask all the living listener right now. Who you have winning it? What's your Final Four from the outset? If you want to share it with us, I'll share mine with you. I've got Florida going over Duke in the finals. I've got Arizona getting to the finals. I've got Duke getting to not the finals, but the Final Four. And who's the other one? I think I have an upset. I think I've got UConn. No, UConn plays Florida, don't they? I have to look at it.
No, UConn, I think, would play Duke.
You've got a real finger on the pulse there, Tom.
Yeah,
Houston would play Florida. And
I got three of the four.
You've got three teams from the west side of the bracket being in the final two. So
I think Arizona beats Florida in the national championship game.
I've got Florida going over Duke in the national championship.
Going on a limb there.
I think it's going to be very chalky. I don't know how many upsets we're going to see today. I think we'll see a few, like the 11-6s.
I'm not sure you'll see like a real, like South Florida beating Louisville. I mean, it's an upset, but it's a very minor upset.
Yep.
I mean, it's got to be like a 5-12 is probably a true upset, or worse than that. Like, will all top four seeds like win today or get through the first round again? Like, I mean, they're all heavily favored.
Yes.
Like I saw a thing where the lines, like, this is the biggest discrepancy in like point spreads for a lot of these games, like ever, like overall.
And they've pulled the fun totally out of this. It's part of the NIL era. But here's the thing:
the bubble was bad, and then you had a lot of those one bid leagues. The best teams did conference tournaments either.
Yep.
It's kind of the beauty of the whole deal.
Okay, I've got Florida playing Duke in the semis. I've got Florida over Michigan in the finals. That's exactly what my thing is. Yeah. Let's go to the phones. Want to hear from you at 865-200-5402. Lieutenant from Mark in Columbus said that he never ceased to amaze my attention to detail. How quick is my mind, though, man? I mean, my attention to detail, that's just not how my mind works. But my mind playing off other people is quicker than a damn snapping a whip at somebody. I could come in here on 1 hour sleep and have a quick mind. And GMAC's tapeworm still hadn't told me, because I'm curious as to what GMAC is eating these days. What do you make of our strength and conditioning coach, Matt, telling our team you're getting way too many calories with drinking normal Gatorade and you're just pouring sugar down your throats? Drink the zero. He's got them drinking zero. I love it, don't you?
I drink Powerade Zero.
Exactly.
I've been boycotting Gatorade for going on 25 years. I'm all Powerade, but I go Powerade Zero.
I got the Gators winning the national championship. Matt, who do you have? Then we go to the phones.
Michigan.
I don't blame you for that pick.
I've said it in the past. Florida would be the worst three-point shooting team just to make a Final Four since the thing expanded to 68 teams. And I just think their guard play ultimately gets them beat at some point.
It's got to, right?
I think so. That loss to Vandy could be a blessing because they were almost playing too well going into it. I mean, you don't want to get blown out like that, and especially if you play the team again in the Sweet 16. But I just think ultimately, as great as their front court is, they don't have enough guards and outside shooting to win 6 games in a row. Because, I mean, do you remember last year?
Yep.
I mean, they wound up winning the national title, but if Walter Clayton doesn't go crazy the final minute of that UConn game, they get beat in the second round by UConn.
The randomness.
Because they got outplayed and outcoached in that game for 38 minutes.
The randomness of March. That's why I just can't believe we've never gotten to the 4. The randomness of it, man. Just get hot and push yourself through. get through a round you're not supposed to get through. The problem with Rick Barnes is if his seed number is higher than that team across from him in March, basically he's losing. Isn't that terrible, Matt, to say that out loud? But it's the truth, isn't it? On the outset of this tournament.
I mean, it's what 30-plus years of data shows us. His teams just don't. His teams don't outperform their seed line.
It's not
regardless
personal.
of whether they get an upset,
No.
like they get a bracket open up. He just
doesn't matter.
He does. That's the big difference for him, because all these coaches have horrible losses. I mean, Barnes actually doesn't have the bad losses that like Matt Painter or Tony Bennett or even Krzyzewski have, where they've lost like 14, 15, or 16 seeds. But he just never. He's never the one to advance further than his team should. And it's a real shame. It's weird that but it's hard to argue with. You say the randomness, and there's a whole lot of randomness in there.
Not for
him. But then you look at something like that, and there's just like one or two outlier games where his teams have pulled a quote unquote upset.
Poor guy. Let's go back to the phones.
Weird deal.
It's very strange. He is. I'll give him this, in a tournament marred and marked by inconsistence and shockers and this, that, and the other. He is predictable as a sundial. That guy, it's unbelievable, Andy. I mean, he's the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. It's unbelievable, Andy. And like Matt
With
said,
that said, you have them beating Virginia though on Sunday, right?
No. Well, yeah. I had to do.
You might
that.
as well pick them to beat Iowa State too.
Let's go to the phones.
Or maybe they get another Sweet 16 rematch with the Big Blue.
I'll say this. If Tennessee gets to the Sweet 16, that'll be 4 straight years. That'd be the best run in school history. Put a statue of the man outside if they get to the Sweet 16. It'd be an incredible coaching job.
Through that regional is Kentucky and Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I would love to see Alabama.
That's what you want. If you want to see him go all the way, that's who you want to see him play.
Bry, that's exactly what would happen. Is we'd play Kentucky in the 16 and beat them. We'd erase those 2 games, get across from Alabama, and that'd be the one time Alabama beats us when it matters.
Well, they beat them 2 weeks ago.
You know what I mean, Matt? So when it really matters.
Aiden Holloway would go for 25 points.
So great.
Barred campus, but allowed on.
Yes, but allowed on the team. Hello, because of court ruling. Courts allow him to play. Hello and welcome in. Let's get our next
Tony
call.
D, what's going on? Is Rod in Clarksville?
Hey, it's my main man right there from one of the great crown jewel cities. Clarksville, one of the great crown jewel cities. They've got a beautiful downtown arena now where the Jeff Fisher's indoor football team's going to play, Rod. You going to go out and watch them this year?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Right
sir.
on.
I believe I will.
Right on.
Tony B, I wish to God that you was in Philadelphia with your great nephew.
Oh.
So you can watch the game.
Take him under wing. I'd take that kid under wing, man. But I got to work, Rod. I'm a working man.
The thing of it is Tony, I was kind of excited about calling today about, giving our balls, such a great, shout out and, go do your thing. And then you and Matt absolutely slammed the door in my face, Tony.
No. In England, they call it taking the piss out of something. We actually didn't do that. What we're simply pointing out, Matt, is that Barnes is due to do this, Matt, isn't he? I mean, really, Rod? I mean, there's 2 ways of looking at it. This can't continue. You can't have this kind of consistency in the tournament this guy's having. Sooner or later, this guy has to outperform his seed, Rod, doesn't he? Sooner or later, right?
He does. We've seen it too many times, though, Tony. It's just so freaking exhausting. We get very, very close, and then here it comes.
Yep. Well,
every time.
G-Max Tapeworm says, yeah, by all means, a statue for the Sweet 16. Hey, G-Max Tapeworm, I want to know what G-Max eaten in the last 24 hours. You're not supposed to comment on basketball, you clown, until I hear what kind of food has been ingested by our would-be starting quarterback. Rod, at the outset of this thing, when you watched Miami of Ohio last night, I want your thoughts on how you view that matchup tomorrow for our Volunteers. Don't do that, Rod.
Here's the thing, Tony. No matter how many assistant coaches our coach gets every year that are supposed to be, the menage a trois. It doesn't matter if he doesn't listen to them when it matters and when it counts. Because we have seen our coach allow a team to make a 12-2 run, 16-3 run, and we never stop the momentum. Why doesn't our coach, who has 35 years of experience, take a timeout when it's a 6-0 run?
Matt Diskin tomorrow. If Ohio deposits 3 consecutive 3 balls, will he get a timeout?
Maybe once.
Yeah, I think he will.
That's certainly possible. They can easily go on a very quick 8-0 run in less than 30 seconds. That's very possible. They're the kind of team that can do that to you.
Well, they did it last night in the second half.
Yeah, they did it a couple of times.
They flurried all over them, and Andy Enfeld sat over there literally like a bump on a log.
And I hope that's not what our coach does.
Oh, this Andy Enfeld guy.
The Debbie Downer situation for me today, guys, with our team is Jalen Carey. When Jalen Carey is out there, it seems like the chemistry of our team is not there. It's as if, yes, we know he's big and he's strong, and his brother played in the NFL and all this and that, but he's lazy. And when he's out there on the court, he's out there on the court, Tony. If he doesn't get the rebound because he's, a big bruiser, he's slouging off to go down the court. If he keeps his jumper on, Tony, and stays on the bench, we'll go all the way.
We unpacked him a couple days ago, Jalen Carey, in the blog. Matt, I can't believe he's that bad of a player.
He's awful.
We were talking about it with Griff. What does he do, Matt, that keeps him on the floor? Because they're going to play him a bunch in that Virginia game, Matt. And literally, he's going to look like Jonah in the Whale, Matt. He's going to look like Jonah in the Whale in that game.
Yeah, no, he can't function in that game. He battles on the boards, and obviously between him and Brown, he must have fewer defensive, mental mistakes.
Yep.
But he's just been an odd fit for the program and with this team. He's just got such a limited upside because, he's like 6'8", and literally his feet never leave the floor because he just can't jump. He would dominate a low major or even some mid-major leagues. He would be like a 20-12 guy, like like a player of the year in a league. But he just can't function against these long athletic teams that you're going to see, basically the rest of the tournament after Friday.
And what was interesting was
he's been a really odd fit with this team. I think if they knew how good Brown was, they probably wouldn't have gotten Carey.
I'll tell you what's crazy though. I had somebody reach out to me that's real close to Barnes that read the piece here today in the blog. It said, "Hey, keep your name out of anything. You tell me whatever you want to tell me." Barnes really likes this guy. He really likes Carey. He said, "We can't figure."
Why?
I don't know. He said, "We can't figure it out."
He's not a fit.
He said because the numbers say he doesn't belong on the floor, but Barnes wants to play him. That's why he plays so much.
This is what I mean about getting out-coached.
Wow.
You can't go on your own assumptions all the time. You got to listen to some of these other coaches that you bring in that sit there and tell you all day long at practice, he ain't doing it. He's not getting it done.
Wow. This Timothy McGee, Matt, over on YouTube, and he adds a lot. I got to say, Timothy, if you're listening, I love you. I echo, you're my favorite commentator on there. Basilio and crew, Jalen Carey would mop up the floor with you guys one-on-one. Checkmate. I got nothing to say. Mic drop. I got nothing to say to that. What am I?
What about a free throw shooting contest? That's where you can put your money where your mouth is, Brian.
Brian, you walk right out there. Brian, I would work with you. Maybe I'd get Chris Lofton to help you out on the side. Get your form going. All those.
Do you remember E.J. Yanisicki?
Of course I remember
another one of your favorites, Brian.
Nicky and a
He's
6'5"
version of Carey.
We're like, what in the world is he doing out there?
Yeah, he's a 6'5" version of Carey. That's exactly who he is. Good pull.
Nicky Anasik's brother, right? When did Nicky Anasik play, Bri?
Yeah.
She played in the late when they won the championship the last time, last Final Four team.
Nicky Anasik held the crown. True or false, Bri? Lady Vols get out of the weekend.
False.
True or false? Lady Vols win a game. They've lost 8 out of 10 coming in, bro.
I'll say false until I see them win one.
Better chance of happening, Brian. Better chance of happening. Player swings on the head coach, or the Lady Vols make the Sweet 16.
I'll take the attempted punch.
That's what we've come to. And I did say that into my microphone. I did. I mean, I just kind of did. I did. Back to our phones we go. 865-200. What's our number? 865-200. 5402. Thank you. Yeah, Nicky Anasik was the center on that team, and her brother, we tried to stick him at forward. How big was he, guys? Do you all remember?
He was like 6'5" or 6'6", but like Carey, he couldn't get off the floor at all.
I bet his sister dunked on him. I shouldn't say that out loud.
I think he left here and went to some low major school out west and was like conference player of the year and led them to the tournament as like a 16 seed.
I love stuff like that. We've had a bunch of guys that have left here and went to smaller schools or in the other transfer era. But now there are so many you just can't even keep track. There's so many guys out there. Like Gillespie. Gillespie was telling me, we were sitting there at that tip-off class. I go, how many of your former players are in there? He goes, oh, man, a bunch. I play with a bunch of guys. They're all over the country right now, and I'm going, I can imagine. Back to the phones we go. 865-200-5402. Hi, welcome in. It is the Thursday edition. The tournament is now officially underway. Brian, this will be the portion where he will tune out what we're talking about because he gets lost in these games. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
I'm on.
You boy Billy from Harry Man.
Hey, boy Billy from H-Town, baby. Hey, Tom, people saw Miami sink a bunch of 24-foot nuke missiles and got the panties in a wad, man. Everyone's a little too nervous for my liking.
Agree. Tennessee doesn't lose to these teams. Tennessee does not lose to teams like Miami of Ohio in the Rick Barnes era. It's only happened one time, and that was when we lost that game to Sister Yeen.
I'm glad Miami had a good shooting night last night.
Exactly, Brian. When they make 15
they got to go to a different arena after traveling, and it's not the same backdrop.
Yep. They're a traveling man. They're a runner and a gunner and a 6-man band.
Hey, man, in my book, we playing fake Miami, and I mean, Wally Zerbiak ain't walking through that door, Tom.
No, and neither is Ron Harper, who looked absolutely OG next level in the crowd last night. Pimping his alma mater. I love Ron Harper, one of my favorite college and pro players of all time. Also, shout out to Wally Zerbiak, who had a one-man watch party in some hotel suite last night. I love seeing those guys take pride in where they went to school. You know that? You know what I mean? Boy Billy, you do that with Harriman, right?
Oh, man, Farragut High School right now, Tone, as we speak, we're in a 4-point game against Walker Valley down there in the Blue House in Murfreesboro, bro. Let's
freaking go. Let's freaking go, man.
Yeah, they were saying we was going to get blown out. We in this thing, baby.
I say walk, don't run to Walker's painting, and I say walk, don't run all over Walker Valley. Unless you're listening to me and you're from Walker Valley, then I'm cheering for you.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Rooting with the home team. Hey, but I was doing a little research, Tone.
All right, let me hear
I was on the TSSAA website. I was looking up, state records, championships, most points in a game, all that. 1992. Guess who set the record for most blocks in a game in the T2SSAA state tournament?
Go ahead, hit it.
Your little boy, little Stevie Hamer from Middleton High School.
Give me the number again. What did Money Hamer do? Give me the number again.
12 blocks in a game time. That means 12 6-foot white kids went up for layups and got swatted at the rim, bro.
Do you like, Matt, do you like Boy Billy from Harriman? And what a simpleton he is.
Think he's great. He's the newcomer caller of the year.
Yeah, you're going to get newcomer of the year. Yeah, you're going to get the, let's see, who would be a good newcomer caller? We got to think about that, Brian. We need to name that caller after somebody, the newcomer caller of the year.
Hey,
pretty next level, Boy Billy. But yeah, that is funny. When you see a Division I player, like I often wondered, back in the day when Carlos Groves played at Cross Plains, I often wondered what that looked like. Him out there against all those little white dudes. Like me. Stick me at center. Like literally in my family reunion basketball games, I was Manute Bowl, you know? And then I would get out there with real good athletes, and they would go, get that, and they would say it right to you, out of here.
Get it out of here,
I heard
bro.
that a whole bunch of times. Get that ish out of here.
Hey, man, I got my boy. He was using the AI. You know, it's all the rage. He was using that Grok to build his bracket and whatnot, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to hear what that robot said about you, T-Ball?
Boy, Billy, you're the GQF new caller of the year 2026. Go ahead.
Hey, man. All right. Grok said Rick Barnes, parentheses, Tennessee, strong regular seasons, but repeated brutal early exits. I mean,
what is a Grok? Is that some kind of chat thing? What is Grok? Is that AI?
Oh, Grok, that's Elon's AI robot.
See, I ignore AI.
The Twitter AI.
Oh, I ignore AI. Did it really say that, or are you playing with us?
100%. No, 100%.
Read it to
My
me
boy
again.
said
I want you to prove it to me. Read it to me again.
Rick Barnes, open parentheses, Tennessee, close parentheses, colon, strong regular seasons, comma, but repeated brutal early exits. That was advice they gave him when trying to pick his tournament bracket.
Matt, do you believe that Grok, whatever that is, would say that?
Yeah. Why wouldn't it? Yeah, it absolutely would.
Boy, Billy, when you get to researching, I get, shall we say, a little feeling, if you know what I mean.
Well, Tang, I know what you're saying. Hey, on my way out of town, we're going to do a big weekend. You know, I got to get back to work.
Yep.
But I'm going to leave you with a little fitting Bob Dylan quote going into the weekend.
Hit it.
I accept chaos. I'm not sure whether it accepts me. Later, Tom.
Damn, I love Bob Dylan. We played like a Rolling Stone.
Great caller.
That's a great call. By which all others will be judged for the next portion of this program. Brian, give me some score updates. Hit it. In the spirit of Dewey Warren, give me a scow. Hit it, Brian.
It's 12-9 TCU leading Ohio State with 12 minutes to go in the first half.
I was right about that game.
Make that 14-9 TCU.
Right. I was right about that game. Let the record show.
Ohio State is a 2.5-point favorite, and I like TCU with the points.
Let the record show. What else you got?
That's the only game underway.
What kind of freaking tournament is this? That's the only game underway. Take a brief time out. Come back with more on the other side. Look, we got 20. We got, I don't know, about 30 to play. Let's use it wisely and use it well, shall we, after this?
Hey, I'm Alan, and we ship floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors we're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79, lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck and trailer and let's make a deal.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
college football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dos with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dos with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA Tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest. Finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols.
Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka. Handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times. 80 proof of vodka delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Marty Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka. T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka. Distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee. All right, we got another segment, another little hour of power here coming up. Our next little bit. Let's go ahead and go back to our phones. Brian, your thoughts on the tournament thus far as it's unfolded. And Brian just came with something that the Holloway kid down in Alabama, they're saying is facing how many years in prison, Brian?
I read 10 years in prison, up to 10 years in prison.
Jeez Louise. Whew. Who would have thought that Alabama would have had more, I don't know, how do you put this, man?
Alabama's basketball program and Auburn's too aren't really noted for strong discipline.
Nate Oates, Matt, he really projects an aura of a guy that cares about that sort of thing, doesn't he?
Yeah, a real disciplinarian behind the scenes.
Yeah. Back to the phones we go. Probably somebody that believes it's his job to, mold young men. Kind of like Mark Griffin, 2026 recipient of the Pat Summitt Award for his work with youth and our youth culture. That kind of thing. Maybe Nate Oates will be in line for it one day. Let's get our next call in. Playbook William Pattison on the way next. Hi, you're on the air.
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, brother? Brother Lee. Good call yesterday, Brother Lee, on Ohio going through.
I'll take it. I wasn't real confident, but yeah, we'll take it. Every now and again, it's nice when the handicaps kind of work out well.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
But it's funny. Boy Billy was talking about that '92 state tournament with Steve Hamer.
Yes.
It's funny. I was at that state tournament. Within a 2-day span, I saw Steve Hamer play, Tony Delk play, and Penny Hardaway play. They were all in that state tournament.
Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, I think it's a pretty good matchup, obviously, for Tennessee. I just have a hard time seeing how.
I think we just lost him. Bride, you push
him. They can keep.
Oh, there he comes. Yeah, I agree with you. I have a hard time. Matt, that's the thing about tomorrow. Tennessee, to me, will have to really flail all over themselves to lose this game because they're going to get a lot of open shots. They're going to get a lot of great looks at the basket, Matt. They're going to get anything they want down low. And Nate Ament's going to be guarded by a guy it's like 6'3.5". And I'm not kidding.
Yeah, Tennessee should be able to score at will against them. Obviously, you probably don't want to get into a kind of a track meet type deal because that's the way Miami wants to play. And they obviously, if they just have another great day shooting threes, that's problematic. But the way Tennessee can defend them is something they've never seen. Just that physicality and the size and toughness, it probably will affect them in a pretty big way. That in a way the SMU couldn't. Plus, Tennessee's just got a much better coach, and they'll be much better prepared with a game plan to attack them. And yeah, I mean, it would be. I mean, they're favored for a reason, but it's certainly a team that's capable of beating you if you play poorly and they make shots.
Hey Lee, somebody put up here that the over/under on lobs is 4.5 for the Vols. If I made you bet that number, what would you bet on lobs?
I mean, honestly, like, if they wanted to force it, Akpara could have 10 dunks tomorrow.
Thank you. That's the point. That's the point. SMU, for some reason, last night, Lee, I guess they didn't watch video. What the hell were they doing last night on offense? They got drug into that game.
I have no idea, man. Like, every time I looked at infield, he just had the same blank stare on his face. Like, he looked at the end of the game, looked like he wanted to be anywhere but there. Just, I don't understand, like, sitting in, like, a soft zone the whole game, like, not trying to utilize your bigs against that team. But, I don't know. That's probably the one team the tournament committee probably should have left out and probably should have put Oklahoma in or somebody like that, you know. That was pretty brutal.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Miami can definitely beat us. I mean, that's the way they shoot threes. They hit a bunch of threes, we'll go home, you know, but that's a pretty tough ask for them. I think flying to a different city, less than 48 hours, playing a team like Tennessee, they're probably going to get a little bit of it's probably going to be a little bit of a reality check for them as far as the physicality and stuff. I imagine once they go into the paint a few times, they're probably not going to want to come back in, you know.
Getting in at 4 a.m. is not going to be kind to them, is it?
No, I mean, it's kind of a terrible travel situation for them. But I mean, I'm glad we're playing them just because, you know, I don't know. After the game, I was like, man, maybe I wish we were playing SMU. They're going to show up that unprepared. But
for them to take a team that loves and feasts on a three-point shot and can shoot it with efficiency and not get out there on them and just stay in that goof. Not only was it a zone defense, Lee, but it was a zone you could penetrate against. I mean, it was brutal.
It didn't.
It made no sense.
No purpose. It served no purpose. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, this is like my favorite day of the year, man. It's like the best sports day of the whole year, I think. It's like, you know, like Christmas.
Hey, Lee, give me your favorite bet. Favorite play today to take to the house. Give me your favorite play here, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably Northern Iowa. Is that today or is that tomorrow?
I think
that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow's card, yeah.
Oh, that's on tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the dogs that I think I don't know if they pull the upsets, but I think this game, the Troy game might have already tipped off. I'm not sure. But I think Troy can sort of hang with Nebraska here. Like, I think Troy got a pretty good draw as far as not getting a power conference team that's going to, like, out-athlete them or out-physical them.
Yep.
So I think Troy can hang in this, and it's probably going to be there's going to be a lot of threes shot by both teams.
Yes.
In that game. So it's going to be a lot of variance, and, you know, I think Troy can hang with Nebraska a little bit in that one. And the other underdog today that I think is they've already talked about South Florida, but I think Hawaii can hang with Arkansas, man. Like I know
I would love it.
Don't think it.
Love it. How great would it be if the Rainbows got them tonight?
I'm telling you, that's a big team, man. They rotate three bigs. Like, they're not going to be intimidated by Arkansas. Like, Arkansas is more athletic and more talented for sure, but I think they can out-rebound Arkansas. I think they can hold their own in the paint. They've got solid guards. Like, I think they can hang with them. I think it's a tough ask for Arkansas, like, traveling out to Portland 3 days after winning that tournament. You know, I said Pringle was beat up. He didn't practice yesterday. That's an already really thin team that doesn't have a whole lot of depth. So, yeah, I don't think Hawaii can beat them, but I think they can make that game pretty interesting. Those are probably my favorite ones today, is like Troy and Hawaii.
You're my man, Lee. Thank you, brother. Enjoy the first round, and good luck to you on your plays. You and all my players out there. Ricky Gawney says, hey, Tony, real quick. Shout out to my friends at Carnes Motor, your guys. Hey, they're our guys. Anybody that sponsors shows our guys. They make it possible for us to do what we do. He said the Toyota folks were going to charge me $4,000. He said, and the guys over at Carnes Motor did the job because I hear him talking about service on your commercial. He said they did it for half the price and did an amazing job. Yeah, Rob and Brian are great. Their work there is terrific. Not only are they going to sell you a great car, the thing I love about them is once you buy from them, and we've got generations of Basilios that have bought from them now, just like Billy Jarvis and his family, they're all buying their cars from, they can service your car for you. I mean, they take great care of you. And you stay out of the rat race with the dealership. No offense to the dealership. But you know what I mean? By the way, Pruitt's Neck Gator is a smart guy. Tony now hates zone after he spent an entire show begging for Barnes to play zone. You're a smart person, Pruitt's Neck Gator. You people just don't understand nuance at all and time and place. And what do you think? I want to go to John Chaney matchup zone? Whew. Really smart people. Talk about some real living brain donors. Brain donors and non-brain donors alike. If you want to have some fun with the tournament, you can do it over at VIP Play. $20 gets you $100 in bonus bets. The promo code, the phrase it pays, is TN Tony. And I'm pretty fired up and focused and prepared. Bri, what's your favorite play of the night session tonight? What do you think?
Well, I kind of like Georgia and the over 168, Georgia and St. Louis.
Take the dogs and the over 168 tonight in a game that could get loose with the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, $20 first bet. You get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Remember, the entire tournament, they've got specials for you there with the tournament going on. Willie Heflin is serving them up. It's unbelievable, Andy. They're live always with 200-plus leagues. They are the place for you to place your NCAA tourney wagers. Say it, know it, and write it down. Look, you're going to have fun with the tourney. Have fun over at VIP Play. And help us out. Support the show. TN Tony is the promo code and the phrase that pays. And when you shout them out, thank them for sponsoring the program. If you have a gambling problem, 800-889-9789. 21 and over. Located in our wonderful state of Tennessee to place a bet as we go back to the phones. And we get our next call in. Hi, you're on the air.
How are my friends compatriots doing today?
There he is. W. Lynn, you got your game face on?
Oh, I got my game face on. I'm fired up, Tony. One thing about watching that Miami of Ohio team last night that was a little bit disgusting is, man, they reminded me of that VMI team that beat us in 1976 with a bunch of white guys that are just a few inches shorter than me that can shoot it from outside.
Well, like Matt said, when you get on the court with one of those teams, like tomorrow, if they come out and hit 15 or 16 three balls, you're going home if you're the Vols. Because we can't score with them. We can't stay up with them. Now, we're going to out-rebound them by 25, and we're going to pound them. We're going to get probably, I would say, 20 more shots than them in that game. But, Tennessee sometimes gets 20 more shots, and that's the bad news. We've seen that this year.
Because we keep missing.
That's correct.
But, hey, with these short guys out there, I'm declaring Jalen Carey Day. I think he's going to go off. He don't have to get too far off the floor. He might have 20 to 30 points tomorrow, Tony.
Nice.
He'll be a giant among those guys, most of them.
He might be feeling his oats to the point, W. Lynn, where he turns around and does a reverse tomahawk slam.
Yeah,
he'll be so fired up.
J.P. Estrella might look like Bill Walton out there. Who knows?
Yep.
But we got to guard him on the three line. And, a lot of people don't realize that they'll show a stat like they've hit 16 of 40 threes, and everybody's going, well, that doesn't look so good. That's like hitting 24 or 42 pointers. That's 60%.
And the point is, that's why in the NBA they're talking about trying to figure out. And Maury said the college game needs to move their line back because it's going to become a three-point shooting contest. And that's an interesting conversation that I think has to be had. Hey, baseball fixed their game by making the game quicker, and now they're experimenting with some more rules. They're moving home plate second base closer to the pitcher's mound because teams don't steal anymore. They're trying to bring stealing back into the game. At the minor league level, they're doing that just to see how it plays out. They're experimenting. I don't mind, Matt. Do you mind the pitch clock and all the new changes in baseball? I think they've made the game a lot better in the last 5 years, Matt.
Yeah, it's made it a much better product and a lot easier to watch. And with the quicker, I've not had an issue with that at all. As long as there's no long-term effects on pitching injuries with it.
NBA's talking about 3 points for a field goal, 4 points for a three-pointer, just to make the math add up, to make teams want to score more field goals.
I would rather them just move the line back. I'd rather them just move the line back 4 feet and take away that corner shot.
Well, they've talked about that. Yeah, making like an arc that almost goes, if you picture it, it looks like a little M almost. And if you want to shoot from the corners, you're shooting from the timeline now. But there are no more corner threes. That's a 2-point shot from now on.
I was a big ABA fan. I love the Kentucky Colonels.
Yep.
But back then, when the 3-point line first started, people kind of had to get a running start or at least a one-step forward to shoot. Now they can stand there and just shoot like it's a free throw.
Oh, they're robots, W. These guys,
they're so big and strong now.
That's right. And the kids have grown up with it. The kids have grown up.
It's not not hard anymore.
First thing kids do on a gym, if you watch even middle school kids, they sit out there at the 3-point line and shoot the ball. That's what everybody does.
So I'm all for moving it back about 4 feet. I think that would help. And now, did you say the coach of SMU? He was the coach at Dunk City.
Sure
in Florida.
Was. Sure, he's still living off of it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I thought the coach's wife for Miami of Florida looked better than his wife. Dunk City's wife looked like she was from Botox City.
Gonna Dunk City, gonna have some fun. W. Lynn, thank you. I'm sure that woman's had some fillers. She was a former Maxim model. Those of you into such things.
W. Lynn admitted to being a fan of something from Kentucky, the state without a country.
What was he a fan of from Kentucky? Oh,
he was a fan
Colonels.
of the Kentucky Colonels.
Probably because they were called the Colonels. Hello and welcome in. I would have thought W. Lynn would have been a fan of the TAMs, Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri. Is what the TAM stood for. Hello and welcome.
Mississippi, Tennessee, and Arkansas.
Thank you, and Mississippi. The TAMs, Brian.
Bobby.
Hey, Boberto.
Hey, man, he referenced Dunk City. Has anyone ever taken a single year like that and curtailed it into a 15-year career like Andy Enfield has? That guy can't coach his way out of a bag.
It's unbelievable, Andy. That last night was awful coaching. Awful.
He got a pretty free... Sorry?
If we had Garza Law, SMU, Tennessee basketball overtime, I would have called him every name in the book last night and would have meant it.
He's really bad.
Really bad.
I know that he was a great recruiter, and I guess that's when he was at FGCU. Mm-hmm. He had a couple players from the guy before him. Mm-hmm. I know that. But then he's an incredible recruiter. I think he's had the number one player in the nation 3 times. Something like that. When he was at USC, and I think they made one Sweet 16 while he was there. He made more at Dunk City in 1 year or 2 years than he did at USC, which USC is not a premier job, but you should be able to make the Sweet 16 with the kind of money they throw around, too.
I would think, yeah.
And then SMU bought their way into a freaking conference with oil money.
Yes, they did.
And they can't. I mean, the guy is terrible.
Well, he won't be there long.
Really
that is a very good job, and he will not be there long. They're not going to put up with that there.
Yeah, especially when they're paying money to be a part of a basketball conference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I was just blown away, as Lee said. I was blown away at their lack of game plan. I wasn't sure they were going to win, but I was sure they were going to look more well-coached than that. That was horrendous. Moving on to Miami of Ohio tomorrow. I mean, yeah, you're right, Tony. They hit 15, 16, 17 threes. We're going home. I just don't see it.
No, I don't either.
How do you stay that hot? That was a home game for them, too. Let's not forget that.
Yes.
I saw people with Dayton Flyer hoodies on cheering for them, and I'm sitting here going, I don't know if you know anything about that kind of, I wouldn't call it a tri-state, but that tri-city area up there.
Yep.
Those Dayton people and Miami of Ohio freaking hate each other. And they had them cheering for them. I don't think they're going to get much of a home court advantage in Philly. As a matter of fact, knowing your boys from Philly, the city of brotherly love, do you think they're going to pull for an underdog there, or are they going to dog cuss them left and right?
No, thank you. I think that any arena is going to cheer for Miami of Ohio against Tennessee late in the game, unless the game was played here. Because I think it's the very, very essence of the tournament. And I don't take it personally. I'm like Matt. I don't take that personally. I expect that tomorrow. Here's the other problem. We don't blow anybody out. So we're going to probably be in that spot tomorrow. Unless, Matt, we put it on them, right? And then we're not in that spot. But I don't count on us, Matt, to put it on them. Do you?
No, this team doesn't blow anybody out, and especially not a good team, which I think they are. And they're a team that can get on those, we said the quick 6-8-0 runs in less than a minute and get right back in the game with threes. So no, you can kind of dominate the game and kind of play at your pace and all that, and they'll still kind of be within striking distance unless they just have an absolutely horrible day from three.
All right, I lied. We'll do a little bit of overtime, but here is the playbook with William Pattison on the way next as we watch along. William Pattison, hit it!
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's been absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, completely next level to be with you today, because it's so nice to be with you today. I'm going to love all the things that you say and do, and it's so nice to hear you say that you're going to love this show in every way, and you're going to hit that like button for us now. Those of you that are in the YouTube, you're going to hit that like button. We've got 62 likes. I better see 110 likes within 5 minutes, or we're going off the air. Brian, your thoughts on this early window? Give me some SCOs, Bri. Give me a SCO, give me some SCOs, and give me a SCO, Bri.
ECU is up 12 against Ohio State with 1 minute to go in the first half, 36-24, and Troy 13, Nebraska 12, 8.5 minutes into the game.
Matt, can you imagine how nervous those Nebraska kids are with the knowledge that we've never won an NCAA tournament game? That must feel like pulling a 10,000-pound boulder up a hill, you know?
Yes. Yeah, that's an insane stat.
That's a tough
ask.
Yeah,
they have the weight of they're playing with a huge weight. That's a shame for them.
It is a shame because it's a tough putt, Coach. And they look like it, by the way, Brian. When you look at them, they don't look loose in this half, do they, Brian, at all?
Yeah, and Troy is doing what Lee said. They can hang with them. I don't think Nebraska's very athletic, so I don't see them running away with it. Even if they do pull ahead, they're 13.5-point favorite, which I couldn't see that as TCU just nailed another three. It's 39-24, Horned Frogs.
Wow, running away. See, Matt, we just don't have that
7
gear.
of 13 from three. That's what they're doing.
Matt,
Ohio State's 2 of 11.
Matt, we have the gear to get up 15 tomorrow, but then we'll do some real stupid nonsense like collapsing on a three-point shooter. I can picture Bishop Boswell right now just tackling somebody into the second row, and he hits a three ball, and it's a 4-point play, and then we turn it over, and then another three back at you, and all of a sudden it's a 7-point run. That's the kind of stuff we do. And have we done it all year, by the way?
Correct.
We'll be up 15 tomorrow, and that'll happen. They'll go on like a 9-point run just like that. But really, if we were like a Barnes team of the past, we would absolutely whack this team tomorrow and beat them by 35 or 40. Really. That's what past Barnes teams would do with this team tomorrow. A team of that profile, that plays that way, that is that little. We would just go out there and manhandle and maul them. This team here has trouble finishing around the rim. Doesn't shoot foul shots all that well. Has lapses in defense. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty high on him. Doesn't necessarily shoot the 3-ball very well. I'm telling you, you think about this team's going to pick up their 23rd win tomorrow. That's a hell of a season for them. All deficiencies this team has. You realize this team plays a guy at 2 guard that might be one of the worst 2 guards in America? Is that hyperbole, Matt, for power conference teams?
No. The lack of I'm not sure there's a team in the field with less production from their starting 2 guard than Tennessee.
And I'm talking offensive and defensive.
Just not a scoring threat at all.
And he's not a good defender. But other than that, I mean, I'm sure they really address their need there. I mean, you got to keep it real here, y'all.
They've called only 7 fouls in the TCU Ohio State game in the first half. And Ohio State is wanting a lot more to be called, and they're not getting it.
Hoosier Vol said he's not that bad. Yes, he is. He is that bad. Actually, he is that bad. Look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Look at his numbers. And then watch the games. Watch Virginia, what they do to him on Sunday. Tennessee should absolutely destroy. They should pulverize this team tomorrow. They should pound them into mincemeat. This is what Rick Barnes' basketball teams are built to kill these teams.
And if they get to Virginia, Tennessee should have a much more experienced coaching advantage in that game.
Experience, yes.
For what that's worth.
But coaching advantage? I don't know. Experience, yes. Coaching advantage? I don't know. Barnes sometimes...
Troy leading 15-12, 10 minutes to go in the half. It's 15-15 now.
Barnes sometimes in March has lapses, Matt. If we can say that out loud. Can we? I don't think people understand how bad this Boswell guy is. I just...
Well, he's not as bad as a defender as you're making him out to be. He's our best perimeter defender, and he's just not good enough to guard other teams' guys. Like, I mean, Alabama and Vandy have guards that could just blow by him. Athletic, quick guards. Like, I actually think he can function really well in this game. Like, he can stay in front of their guards.
Of course. Mid-major game.
Like, he should be able to lock one of those guys down pretty well. Yeah. Maybe the Suter kid who was the MAC Player of the Year. Like, I think he actually matches up well against a guy like that. But the quicker athletic guards in our league at the high end, he just can't stay in front of.
The thing he'll do tomorrow, though, that's going to drive us nuts, because he's going to do it, is he's going to have these mental lapses where he falls asleep and then he runs into people. It's another thing that Griff was talking about the other day that he does. He just has these mental cramps where he gets out of position. It's not just the speed. It's like, and then to overcompensate, he'll grab and foul somebody 50 feet from the basket. But I don't know. This team, though, hey, listen, you tell me that Nate Ament is 110% when he walks out there on that court tomorrow, and 110% on Sunday, they will get to the Sweet 16, and they will have a damn chance to get to the Elite Eight. If Nate Ament's 110%. I really believe that, by the way. I think Nate Ament is good enough to carry you from the first through the third round and get you to the Elite Eight. I think he's that kind of player when he's healthy. I think we saw that. I think in mid-March, or mid-February, rather, I think we saw that from him before he got hurt again. And I think he's that good. I really do. I think he's that good. Hello and welcome in. You're on our extra time, overtime, your time, my time. Hi.
Call on me 'cause I love you. You know I do. You love me too. You know that song, Tony?
Tend to call on me. You know I do. You know it's true. Woo, woo, woo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Old Chicago. That's a great song. What's
Chicago
your favorite
Transit Authority?
What's your favorite Chicago song? Mine is When I'm With You. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
I feel 1,000 different feelings.
Did you ever watch them in Earth, Wind, and Fire in concert on YouTube?
No, but I watch some old stuff. There's a show from Tanglewood from like 1971 where you've got a young Robert Lamb up there. You've got Terry Kath, who's just an incredible guitar player. Peter Cetera, before he got into all that pop stuff, just a great bassist and a great songwriter. Pankow was a great songwriter. Lee Loughlane is a great horn player. Their horn section's phenomenal. Just an awesome band, man. Just an awesome band. Cut some great music at the Caribou Ranch Studios back in the day, man. Incredible music.
That Call on Me is the great jam, man. They got all the percussion going, the horns.
What they would do in the 70s, and Steely Dan would do this too, is they would take two musical ideas and they would fuse them together. So you'd have the song, and then you would do a jam at the end of it, and the jam would be tacked on at the end, which was another piece of music that was written just away from that particular piece. But they would fuse them together with a couple of with a couple of transition chords, and they would go right to another. They would go right to another section, and I loved that stuff when they would do that freeform stuff at the end. Really great music, man.
Yeah, I think Bino's mentioned it. That Russian band covers them. They're really good too.
Russian
really
band?
Good. Yeah, the guy.
Really?
I can't remember. Yeah, you never seen it on YouTube?
No, what are they called? Like St. Petersburg? Or Moscow?
I can't remember off the top of my head. Somebody will know. Bino will know because he's mentioned it before. They cover them and they cover some other, but they mainly Chicago to start out with. They're really good. They've even toured in the U.S.
Wow.
They're high-level musicians. Really
You got to be. You're going to play that stuff. You better know what you're doing, bro, because that fuses the jazz and the pop and the rock and the R&B, and that stuff's no joke now. And the harmonies, that stuff's no joke.
Yeah.
Love me some Terry Kath, man. Picked up a gun at a party playing with it and pulled the trigger in front of his friends, and don't do that, kids. Don't pick up guns, even if you think there's not a bullet in there. Not good.
I met this guy the other day in the Dollar General store, Tony. You would love to talk to him. He's an older guy. I don't know how, it's maybe 70s. He played guitar. His dad knew B.B. King in the service, and this guy played guitar. He said he was in some band. They played like 100 miles around East Tennessee area, and he played a little bit with B.B. King. His brother was in the service with Jimi Hendrix. Played a little bit with him and Johnny Vaughn and Stevie Ray Vaughan's brother.
Jimmy Vaughn, yep.
Jimmy Vaughn, yeah. And
he was a guitarist. He was a guitarist for the Thunderbirds.
He started talking.
Well, here's the thing. A buddy of mine, Hendrix played all over Nashville when he was a kid, right? And then he played the Chitlin circuit.
Ted Atkins too.
That's right. That's exactly right. And then he played the Chitlin circuit.
And I'm talking about the guys talking.
Yeah, your guy. Yeah.
Studio work.
Yep. I saw a thing with Jimmy Reed last night on YouTube. Jimmy Reed and Chet Atkins, and Chet Atkins and Jimmy Reed are trading shots, and then Chet Atkins starts this chicken picking stuff, and Jimmy Reed's over there. I'm sorry, sweet picking, which is really hard to do. Chet Atkins was a damn great player, and as Brian Setzer said, when you watch Chet Atkins play, he never misses a note. He just sits there with that demure look on his face, and he's just kind of got, like, I don't know, like today's parlance, like he's got his London Fog jacket on and real preppy sweater, and he'll just rip your damn face off with what he's playing. Gaw!
Yeah, that guy I was talking to, he had a stroke, so his memory wasn't the best, but you'd enjoy talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking to him, and he brought it up, I don't know much about music. But yeah. Anyway, you were talking about Sweet 16. I tell you, you talk about this, what was his name, Edenfield?
Edfield. Enfield.
What about our guy that made 16 appearance and made a career out of it? Your boy.
Who dat?
Kevin O'Neill.
Let me remember this now. Because I remember watching this in Chattanooga, my wife's with her parents. I have a good memory. It was a Sunday afternoon. They were in St. Petersburg. No offense to the Russian group that covers Chicago. But they were in St. Petersburg in the old dome down there, Bri, and they beat Kentucky. True or false, Bri? How close is that? I think that's right.
I don't know where they played them at, but I think they beat them in the second round.
Yep, because they came here for the Sweet 16. The great Al Brown got me tickets down low, me and my lovely bride. And we saw a doubleheader that featured Kansas versus somebody and Duke versus Big Dog Glenn Robinson.
Conzo Martin played in that game.
That's right. Kevin O'Neill was the other, because Kevin O'Neill coached Marquette that day. That's right. Yep, Marquette took on Duke, I want to say. I hope I remember that properly. But it was high-level basketball in Knoxville that next round.
Yeah, and then Doug Dickey hired him shortly thereafter, right?
Yep. By the way, Kid Huddy makes a good point, Matt, which we got to take into consideration. Last night was the Super Bowl for Miami of Ohio. They did what they wanted to do. They proved the doubters wrong. Now they can relax. That's either good or bad news, right, Matt?
Yeah, you just don't know how a team's going to handle it. I assume they'll handle it well because they've been through it all year. They've just been a team that won games. Mm-hmm. And won close games. They played in some for their spot hostile environments and tough spots.
Yep.
Obviously, when the bright lights came on last night, they were really good.
Yep.
It was kind of a home game, but they stepped up in the moment, which is really impressive. And playing off 2 days rest is either a good or bad thing, and we'll just have to find out how they handle the success in the spot.
Freddie, Jack, what kind of schedule do you have? Because Champions of Strife has a good idea. You deserve your own spin-off pod off the Tony Basilio radio network, doing caller roasts and that sort of thing, and you and I could riff off each other. Would you be interested in doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. You're pretty quick. I don't know if I'm as quick as you. I have to kind of plan it out.
That's not true. You're extremely quick-witted, and you cut to the quick. You're a cheap shot artist.
I don't know. Some people don't like it. Last time I called, I got Zach attacked. Yeah, Zach didn't like my call.
You're going to worry about what that brain donor thinks of you?
Well, he is a brother in Christ. So, Tony, is baseball your favorite sport?
I like the way they dribble up and down the court. I don't have a favorite sport. I love every sport, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I was laying up
more emotional with baseball.
Oh, well, bad baseball managing pisses me off because if you can't see that pitcher was cooked the other day, I can't help you. You go ahead and cover for him, Freddie. You're going to pick on me. Go ahead and cover Go ahead and cover. Go ahead and cover for what we saw. Go ahead, Freddie. Go ahead and cover for what we saw the other day. Go ahead, man. I'm going to give you the floor. Go ahead.
No, we're going to have to hear about that all.
Hey,
season.
Freddie. Don't come in here and piss me off, okay?
You know what kills me? You act like when these colleges make a mistake, you go crazy. But, it happens every day in the pros. You think the managers and the pros don't
You think Tony Vitello, you think they're going to like him in the Bay Area when they watch that butcher?
Oh.
Go ahead. Hey, Matt, how on his ass are they going to be by midseason when they watch his act? And I love Tony, but that ain't his strong suit.
He's going to send one of his UFC boys over to visit you pretty soon if he gets wind of all this stuff you're talking. Hot sauce Holtzman.
Tony,
hot sauce over to take care of you.
Let me tell you something about Tony. I tell Tony, if you want to meet me in the squared circle, let's do it for charity. I got a bad back. I would stretch Tony. I'd have him in the damn Boston Crab in no time. I'd put an old school wrestling move on him. I'd camel clutch his little ass. Shit.
Hey, people would pay big money for that, I think.
Heupel's Gator finally said something normal. He says, why is this guy still on the phone? I don't know. Him bringing up that baseball thing from last weekend, Matt, that's a cheap shot toward me. Isn't it? You don't think I've beaten that into the ground, do you, in the four days we've been on the air here?
Oh, no, not at all. That's not your
you.
style at all.
Thank you.
I don't know how somebody would randomly bring up baseball in the middle of March Madness. That's crazy.
Let's go back to the phones. Javoy said that I want to mud wrestle Vitello. You guys are real idiots. You're real idiots, man. You guys are real. What do you think it feels like, Matt, to mud wrestle somebody?
I have no idea, and if that's not a sign to end the show, Laura, I don't know what is.
By the way, we have 138 people in here watching and 94 likes, which means this is our last caller, because I'm a man of my word.
Dropped the 92 likes after the mud wrestling question.
Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Okay.
Yeah, hi.
I watched the Miami of Ohio game.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you something. If they shoot the daggum tree like that, we in trouble, Tony.
Hey, listen. Anybody drop 16 three balls on you? Like W. Lynn said, that's shooting 16.
How many they shoot?
They made, what, Bri, 16 last night? What was the number they made? I think it's 16, right?
16 of 41.
Yeah. And the coach said after the game, they said, well, you wanted to get 40 up. He said, yeah. He said, I'm glad we got 41 up. He said, we're going to do it again Friday, too. Right into that microphone.
So, are we better defensively than that SMU team, you think?
Farragut High School, okay, is better than that SMU team. Here's the deal with SMU. When B.J. Edwards,
I haven't watched them.
Yeah, when B.J. Edwards doesn't play, they don't belong in the tournament. I think the number was 1-5 without him. They weren't competitive. They weren't competitive without him. I mean, that wasn't even a competitive effort by them last night.
Oh, so they had a big time player out.
Yeah, the kid from Knoxville. He's from Bearden High School. He's all ACC defensive team. It's a real shame he couldn't play.
Not Bearden.
I mean, I'm Catholic. I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah. He played for Hutch. That's right. Hutch will wash my mouth out with soap, Brian, next time I see him.
Yeah, because I was watching something. It was, I don't know, it was some kind of commentary on that game coming up before they played it, and they were saying that SMU's guard play was really good, but they might have been talking about if that kid played or something.
Well, the two guards that were on the floor for SMU last night were pretty good. The problem is they got pulled into a game where they tried to shoot threes with that team instead of just instead of running their offense, and that's what these teams do to you. If this team comes out tomorrow night in the first half and they make like 10 3 balls in the first half like they did last night, Tennessee will be in a world of hurt because they're going to get pulled into a game where they're trying to match that. And Matt's right.
We should just dominate them down low, though, right? They don't have anybody that can guard.
Nate Ament, their tall guy 6'8". Then they go 6'5", 6'3".
Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah, Nate Ament, the guy on Nate Ament's going to be 6'3.5" tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That guy looks like me out there trying to guard Nate Ament. Okay, and I'm about 5'11" on tippy toes.
I feel better about it now that I know all that stuff. But we can't let them get hot from the three. I know that.
No doubt about it.
That's all I got for you, Tony. I hope you have a good one, buddy.
Thank you. Let me check how many likes we have, Bri, because I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word, and that's what you heard, and anything else is quite absurd. Matt, what's your level of pump right now? My brother Steve said last night 285 pounds was his level of pump. What's your level of pump right now for the rest of the day and into tomorrow?
Yeah, I can't match Steve, but I'm at a 10. The next 4 days are all going to be incredible. It'll be basketball from noon to midnight.
Oh my gosh, man! The bleary-eyedness of the whole experience has already got me. I'll tell you what that was right there. That was a great caller to dismount from. That's a guy It's like the Omega. He said it all. So we're going to get out of here and enjoy the rest of this nice day. Let me see who's calling me here. That was a suspected spam caller. I thought it was Titans Bill. The other night, Matt, did you like when we were doing because Maury called me the next day and said, I loved when you screamed at that Titans Bill guy when he called your personal phone.
I think you should report Titans Bill's calls as spam, Tone.
Matt, did you like the other night when he called, when I was on the air trying to do that, and he was feverishly trying to reach me? And I hit, because people on the air couldn't hear this, but I hit the whatever you do, the talk thing, and I said, would you quit calling me? I'm on the freaking air. And I might have said it a little stronger than that. And I hung up on him.
Yeah. But to be fair, he had no clue you were on the air.
Why wouldn't he? I was promoting it all day Friday. Oh, you're right. He had no clue.
Because he's too busy watching.
Yeah, he was watching Matt.
Some 80-year-old actor that's now, or actress, and fawning after him.
Love you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages, we're going to have an absolutely amazing day tomorrow at Calhoun's. Please come out and see us. Matt, call the shot right now against Missouri, Miami. 2 out of 3, 1 out of 3, or 3 out of 3, Matt?
I think they take 2 out of 3.
This poor team. I mean, 2 out of 3 is very good. Just to get back in the win column in the SEC.
Correct, but if you're going to kind of steal a sweep somewhere, this is by far the most likely spot. So,
Brian reminded me yesterday.
I think you could be disappointed with 2 out of 3 this weekend. Kind of like I was encouraged by 1 out of 3 at Georgia. There's a path where you could win 2 out of 3 this weekend and be disappointed.
What you don't want to do, what I don't want to do. What you don't want to do. By the way, I want to say a shout out to my Philadelphia 76ers for opening up their practice facility, as my cousin Joe tells me, who's got the inside on that, or my nephew Joe, I should say, my cousin. We grew up together. He's 7 years younger than I am, and I'm his uncle. But my intel is from him. Vols are at the 76ers practice facility, Matt. How about those apples? Those apples, big boy.
Very cool.
Instead of over there at that Palestra, which is the mecca of college basketball.
Hopefully they're practicing with some of the overinflated balls.
Exactly.
Any word that they're practicing their free throws?
That'll lead to a couple of extra turnovers on our end.
Those overly
odd bounces and dribbles.
Yes. Are we using that basketball in this tournament, Matt? Do we need to zero in on that? The overinflated ball?
They looked overinflated last night. I mean, even that Miami team struggled making free throws, which I think is kind of a key. You saw some really weird and long rebounds on some shots. So, and you've seen in these games today, there's be 3 or 4 plays where just a guy's just dribbling and the ball just takes a really odd hop on them. It's typically a problem at the majority of the sides for whatever reason.
Why wouldn't you want your game to be pretty? Why do you got to have Tom Brady basketballs? And I hear Tom Brady rub some cream on him to overinflate. Boys, it was fun. Was it fun?
It was fun till it wasn't.
Thank you. Matt Dixon came in hot today. Enjoy the tournament. Enjoy the games. We love you. We appreciate you. We're live at Calhoun's tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely next level. So come out and see us at Calhoun's on the river. We love you. We appreciate you. Peace and G to the B to the O. And tomorrow, no be no. Tomorrow, Mo is in for be no. So it's Basilio and Mo. And no be no. Peace. let's run it back. For those of you who are so inclined, good show today. Pretty good content. We're also going to have that fella on from Ohio tomorrow. Get his thoughts on get the story on when they got into Philly, when the team got to sleep. It's going to be a very tired bunch of Vols we'll see tomorrow. It's a game the Vols ought to really past Tennessee teams, they would beat these guys. I mean, they would beat these guys they beat them by 45 tomorrow. This team tomorrow, anything can happen, y'all. As in anything.
You found radio.
Because this team has a goofy gear that we just haven't seen in this era. A real goofy gear. Are these guys capable of losing tomorrow to this team? I mean, yeah. But it would have to they would have to absolutely implode for them to lose tomorrow. Bill, how you doing, buddy?
Okay, who's been ripping me?
Ripping you? What do you mean?
I just got a call from Polish Joe just a few minutes ago. He's been hearing that somebody's been ripping me.
Oh, I don't know, Bill, but hang right there. We'll talk it out. Ladies and gentlemen, hang on a second, Bill. Hang on. Stay right there. Who got you? Who gave you the tip?
Polish Joe.
He said somebody ripped you?
Yeah.
I just got to come clean here. I think I just got to come clean, all right? Because I like to tell, call it like it is.
Uh-huh.
I think.
Award-winning, thought-provoking.
I think it was either Dixon or Brian Hartman. Brian Hartman took a couple cheap shots at you today when you weren't around. Hang right there. Hang, exactly. What do you call Brian Hartman, Bill? He's living up to his nickname. What do you call him?
Cheap shot artist. That's all he is. And Brian, I thought we were friends.
You need to take it up with him tomorrow, man, because he really hammered you.
Oh, boy.
You know what he talked about? He talked about how you interrupted our Sunday night show. We were doing our draw show.
Oh, yeah. I remember
all over
that.
you, Bill. He shot all over you, too, man.
Yeah, I remember that. You say, "Hey, dude, I'm on the air. I didn't know you were doing a Sunday show."
Type of radio show, if you will.
I didn't know that. And then I called, and that's when you say, "Hey, dude, I'm on the air."
Do you all think that seriously, though, let me just hang this real quick before we get Marty Hanks in here. To the YouTubers and the people that are still listening, what do you all think of my life? Leave it to yourself, it's my life. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-my. Let's sing it together, Bill. One two on the way out here in honor of you calling me at the end of a grueling shift here. Go ahead, Bill.
It's my life. Do away with your own life and leave me alone.
Da-na-na-na, da, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na. Why in the hell would anybody listen to this show? And what am I doing with my life? We love you. We appreciate you. I am so pumped right now. I've got my Penn Quakers golf hat on, where my son played. They're going to be in action. Congratulations to the kids from Ohio. That was the Miami of Ohio kids last night. That was a really cool scene up in Dayton. It was great to see. And you know what? I thought that spot would be a little big for them last night. They hadn't had a win in the tourney since 1999. I'm still not sure if winning a play-in game is a win in the tourney, but it gets you in the tourney. It's certainly something. I don't know that I count that as an NCAA tournament win. I know I make some people mad in the audience in saying that, but you're not. You're playing to get in the tournament. But here's the thing. Two things. SMU, Matt Dixon, let me bring you in first, because you and I have laughed about Andy Enfield in the past, and if the late, great Keith Hatfield were here right now, he would be going, Andy Enfield's he's a joke. He's a joke. How would he say it, Bri? He's a joke. He's a joke. He's a joke. Give me that Hatfield thing, how he would sneer his lip, Bri, when he was getting ready to rip somebody. So great. Brian's sitting here and holding court with him, and they would talk hoops, and they would get Bob Huggins on. He never got Andy Enfield on. Hatfield knew all these coaches all over the country. He would never get Andy Enfield on the show.